guys, Purple Plant Lady here again today. Just doing a video on how to repot your houseplant. When I first started gardening, house planting, or repotting my houseplants was really intimidating for me. I was concerned about a lot of things, injuring the plant, um, you know, messing up my whole house. So um, I found a couple YouTube videos that showed me how to do it, and I want to share it with you. First of all, for this particular repotting, I'm putting on gloves because I've changed my potting mix. I used to use Miracle-Gro, but then I've discovered that Miracle-Gro is kind of dry and has a lot of different things inside of it. So I'm going to use a Spoma, which is an organic potting mix. And right now you see me just setting up the area. I have a little cardboard box with edges that will catch the dirt. Here's the Spoma organic potting mix that I found is really, really rich. When you open it up, it's really dark and moist and doesn't have a lot of added materials in it, so I think it's probably better for the plant. I remember saying to myself that if I was a plant, I would like to be potted in this potting mix. So I'm just filling up the pot about a third of the way up because I don't want to have to add too much soil when I'm done. So this keeps me from actually having to put too much soil in by just putting it 3/4 of the way, and then I'm going to take the plant out, and then you'll be able to see what else I do. Okay, so I'm just making sure that the edges have some soil, and as you can see there, I'm just tapping around the sides. And now for taking the plant out, I just basically hold the plant and then squeeze. I squeeze the whole pot, go all the way around, and I squeeze. This loosens the soil from the edges of the pot, and then I tip the plant over on its side and then just pull gently on the stems, and it comes right out. If it doesn't come out easily, you might have to cut the pot, but I've never had to do that actually. And this plant's not very root bound. There's like a few roots on the bottom, so I'm not really doing too much with the root system at the bottom. I'm just going to place the plant in the pot. In the center of the pot, I make sure that it's in the area that I want it, so it looks good and it's surrounded by soil on all sides. Now after this, I just add soil to the remaining parts to fill in between the root ball and the edge of the pot. So I try to make this as less messy as possible, but sometimes soil will get out. So that's why I have the cardboard box with the edges, because I can use the soil that I drop in there too. I don't have to waste it. And as I add the soil around the edges of the pot, what I do is to make sure that I have soil around the entire plant, I turn the pot. So what I do is I just turn the pot around so that way I can make sure that each section gets some soil and that there's no air pockets that might harm the plant. So I just continue to add the soil until I'm sure that, and I'm satisfied that there's soil, around the entire root ball, and making sure I pat it down so that way there's no air pockets. And I keep on turning until I'm done. And once this procedure is done, you're basically done. All you have to do definitely after this is water your plant in. But this soil is so rich that actually the directions on the back of the bag say to wait 8 days before you water. I don't know if that's because it's sufficiently moist or they don't want to, it's just moist. So, in fact, when you touch it, the soil is moist. So that's why I'm using a Spoma organic, and I just dust the remaining dirt off my gloves, and I actually wipe down the table because, of course, even though I try to be less messy, soil will get onto your surface. So if you want added protection, just lay a newspaper or plastic bag underneath or on the table, and then you'll be able to keep it as mess free as possible. But gardening can be a little bit messy, but we like it anyway. And there you have the finished pot, repotted plant in its decorative pot. This pot happens to have 4 drain holes on the bottom. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was helpful to people who were unsure about how to repot their plants. I know when I first started, I was so afraid the first plant that I repotted that, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I can do this. And what if I have a bigger plant? But like I said, this makes it easy. Thanks for watching, and just like, subscribe, comment, and let me know what other videos you'd like to see. Talk to you soon.